Hey guys, thank you for clicking on this video. This is I Seth Kills, otherwise known as Nick, and today we're going to be talking about Hawkeye. And I'm a little late to this party. Um, I've been catching up on the Marvel TV shows recently, and I got around to watching Hawkeye, and I was a little worried, to be honest, because I didn't really hear too many good reviews. I didn't really watch many reviews, but the ones I watched really wasn't really speaking too many high things about it. One of the things that was true, however, is I wish there was more Hawkeye in the TV show, but it makes sense to why the time was split between the characters. Um, and I was also afraid that it might be a little woke, kind of like how the Hulk TV show is turning out to be, at least for the first episode. But I am very pleased to report that this show is not woke. It had a really good storyline. There's some things obviously that didn't drive too well with me, but the good, just like with anything else that's important to me, anyways, with any TV show or movie, the good outweighed the bad. So this is something I would definitely recommend watching. This is going to be a spoiler review. We'll talk about some things. I'm not going to be talking about play by play. Just some things we liked, or we that I liked, and some things maybe that I didn't like too much. But we'll kind of take a little bit of a deep dive into it. Um, the series does introduce a new character, which is Kate Bishop, played by Haley Steinfeld. Steinfeld, and I really enjoy Haley in every movie I've seen her in. I think the first movie I've seen her in was that movie with Keira Knightley. I think it's called Begin Again. And ever since, any other movie I've seen her in, I've always enjoyed her parts. So I thought she played a very, very good Kate Bishop. Um, I thought she brought some heart into the role. She made you care about the character. I like the whole dynamic between Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld. How in one episode in particular, they were having this kind of Christmas party and kind of getting to know each other a little bit more. So I did enjoy, seeing that relationship grow between those two characters, kind of like a almost like a father-daughter relationship, and the relationship that Haley Steinfeld had with Florence Pugh's character, especially some of the fight scenes, like they didn't really want to fight each other. It's just Florence Pugh, Yelena wanted to kill Hawkeye, and Haley Steinfeld's character, even though she does like Yelena very much, they kind of had like a little girls' night out previously, a forced girls' night out, but they had a good time. So she does like Yelena's character, so she doesn't really want to fight her, but she's just trying to keep her away from Hawkeye. And I kind of adored that scene because they didn't want to hurt each other. It reminded me of the Civil War movie where Black Widow was fighting Hawkeye, and they didn't really want to fight each other. So it was kind of like a nice little throwback to that. Made you remember Black Widow because we all do miss her. So I did enjoy that and the whole dynamic they had together. Uh, Vera Farmiga, who played Eleanor Bishop, she did a really good job um, in her character and the whole relationship that she had with her daughter, especially in the first couple episodes. You really saw that tie, that closeness and how much she really cared about her daughter. And around episode 4 or 5, they introduced a character called Echo, who was played by Alakua Cox. Sorry if I really messed up the name. I thought she did really well too. I really loved her father's character, which was played by Zahn McClanan, and I think he was in the movie Doctor Sleep. But they had a really good scene where she was still a young kid, and they were talking in the bed basically before bedtime, and they really sold you on caring about that father daughter relationship because 2 scenes later he dies, but I did enjoy, even though it was a short time, that little origin story of why, you know, she's where she's at right now. Um, after the 5 year blip. So, in the short 6 episodes, they really fit a lot of character development and character arcs. So I did enjoy that a lot, and I enjoyed the story too. Maybe not so much how coincidentally the Hawkeye, or not Hawkeye, but the Ronin suit was available to Haley Steinfeld, but you know, I did enjoy a reason why. I mean, because if they didn't have the suit, obviously Kate and Clint would never have met. So I understand why it had to be introduced to the story. But I wish they figured out a better way, that she got a hold of the suit, a little bit more non-convenient or coincidental. Um, I enjoyed the family scenes between Clint, his wife, and his kids, and especially at the end, and then his relationship between the kids, having dinner, in the first episode, and having like a little bit of a mini pre-Christmas and kind of planning out the Christmas, which is kind of sad because he missed a lot of it, which you kind of felt, the pain that he was feeling, but he was such a good person, he couldn't leave Haley Steinfeld knowing that she might be still in danger. So he wanted to make sure the mission was done first in order to protect her. He doesn't want her to die, which, he's being a hero, which I love seeing. It really kind of establishes that when they first met, even though he doesn't really know her, just her being a kid and just being in a situation, he was holding back. Once he figured it out, and then automatically came this, like, father daughter role almost immediately, and the respect that she had for him, like she didn't really never downgraded the character or made the character look stupid, which I enjoyed. I mean, she did do some really questionable things towards the end of the series, but overall, when they first met and the relationship that they were building was very believable, and they pulled it off. They had a really good chemistry together. So I enjoyed seeing that, and the little training montage that they had during that little Christmas party they had, where they were flipping that little metal piece to try to turn the TV on. I thought that was a really good scene. So overall, like everything about the series, I really enjoyed. Maybe not so much the tracksuit mafia. I thought they were very cartoonish bad guys, almost Batman Forever level, but it didn't take you away too much from the movie. I mean, there's moments where it did take you away for sure because they're a little bit too cartoony, but you know, almost made it hard to believe that Kingpin would hire people like this. Like they're just so stupid and idiotic that I don't know. I think that Kingpin would have probably killed him himself. But some other things I didn't like. The fight scene between Kingpin and Kate Bishop. I mean, any one of those punches, I think he landed 2 punches on Kate, but she basically walked away like unhurt. And I mean, from my understanding, Kingpin is kind of like Spider Man. Wouldn't she like one punch dead basically? I mean, unless you're Thor or Captain America. I mean, like you have to have at least some superpowers to withhold a fight with him. I mean, but then again, like Daredevil, he doesn't really have any powers, and he fights Kingpin in 2 movies, or actually 1 movie and a TV show now. But yeah, so I wish they kind of did the fight a little different. Maybe kept her away from Kingpin. Um, like her fighting maybe from a distance. Um, I didn't like how Kate Bishop shot Clinton off the tree. Like he could have died. A little bit more, planning probably would have been better. It's a safer way to get them off the tree. But these are just little things, you know, that are not that big of a deal. But what else? Tracksuit, like I said, the tracksuit mafia was very cartoonish. I didn't like how the ending where Kate Bishop character basically had her mom arrested. I mean, I understand, and it's nice to see that no matter what, you know, she's trying to do the right thing, even though if it hurts herself. Um, but I wish they had like maybe some type of house arrest or at least some type of resolution where she was visiting her mom at the end after Christmas or something like this, added it in as an ending scene, and then them two just having some type of resolution would have been kind of nice to see. But you know, I'm a big firm believer on like happy endings, so I like to see everyone, even though if they didn't get, you know, they got the short end of the straw, and you can kind of relate because you can kind of relate with Eleanor and the reason why, you know, she entered a life of crime is because her husband died, and she was just trying to supply her daughter with a life that she thought that her, you know, that she deserves. So you can kind of relate to that reasoning, you know. Maybe not the murderer, obviously, but I think she could probably handle that better. But otherwise, it was a very fun time. I mean, to be honest, I think I finished it in one day, which you know was just today. I think I started one episode last night, then I finished the rest of it today. So basically in one day. But I enjoyed it, you know, all the way through. Uh, there's a guy that almost looks like Kit Harington in this show, like maybe a distant cousin. But he played the second mobster tracksuit guy in charge. Um, I wish they had maybe employed different main bad guys. Maybe something a little bit less cartoonish. I like the whole diversion they did too with Jack and how you kind of thought that he had suspicious tie-ins to maybe Kingpin or the mob or whatever. So I definitely like that. And I think this was kind of a missed opportunity. Like I think this TV show Hawkeye, because they were dealing with the mob and because She-Hulk's origin had to do with the mob, it seems like they missed a really good opportunity for them to have tied in She-Hulk's origin story with the mob into this storyline and had this TV show introduce She-Hulk. But yeah, this seems like a missed opportunity. So, I mean, so far the tally, I've seen WandaVision. I haven't done a review yet. My initial thoughts on that was I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. And um, I've watched Captain America and Winter Soldier. I didn't like it as well, and that's when I kind of took a break from watching Marvel TV shows. So far we caught up with watching Moon Knight and Hawkeye, and I've liked both of them. So it's kind of funny that I didn't like those two, and those two made me stop watching it. And then the first two I watched that I missed, I enjoyed. Moon Knight and Hawkeye is something I would definitely recommend watching if you could, you know, obviously kind of forget about the silly things like the Tracksuit Mafia, but it was definitely a good show. It really made you feel, which is important to me. Like if you feel emotions in anything you're watching, then I think that they're doing a good job. Like if you can relate, and you feel like the character is going through some pain, and you think about that type of pain that you went through in your life, and it just kind of makes you drawn into the story a little bit more. And I know I say that a lot in my reviews, but when you add the heart and the touchy feely to the story, it just draws me in more, especially with me. I don't know if this with everyone, but it just makes me relate to the characters and the story a lot more. But anyways, guys, Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys did, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I will catch you on the next one.